Hi everybody, welcome back again for another adventure, I guess you could say. So we did a little horse trading on tractors, I guess you could say. I had that Massey Ferguson 1835M 2021, nice tractor. I liked it a lot. This is kind of for our growing operation here, it was kind of small. And my dad down in Mississippi, he had a somewhat of a family type change. And all that. So my grandmother, she was in a nursing home, so my dad was going to sell his properties and move back to Indiana. And he didn't need this tractor anymore. This is a 2019. This is a Branson 7845C with a cab. I think the 7845R is the one without a cab, I believe. But I'm not 100% sure on that. That's just what I was looking at, the brochures and all that. So he didn't need this big of a tractor since he was selling his properties down there and moving back to a small property in Indiana. So he wanted a little bit of smaller tractor with a smaller payment and all that. So we're kind of growing here, so it kind of worked out to where I traded him my tractor for this tractor. And so this kind of a little bit review. I've had it up here for 3 days, I think now. So I've done quite a bit of work with it. I've done bush hogged about 20 acres roughly, dissed with it, and unfortunately my bush hog didn't fare too well behind this tractor, even though like my similar powered tractors, it did fare okay. So just gonna do a walk around because there's not a lot. There's like one other guy on YouTube, I think, has a couple of videos on these or something like that. So there's not a lot of info out there on these, and actually they don't make this model anymore. And I actually called my local dealer, and I got some conflicting information as far as what my dad said and what our local dealer said down here. So I mean, this tractor doesn't have. It's a 2019, and it doesn't have much emissions on it for a 2019. So I think this is like number 111. So this is like they only built like 100. This is the 111th one built, I'm assuming, by the serial number. So there's not many of them out there. And they actually made an 8050. So this tractor's 78 horsepower at the engine. I think at the PTO it's like 63 or 65. So it's almost the same as my 656 International. But it's got cab, air conditioning, radio, heat, all that stuff, four-wheel drive. A lot of good features. There's some features on here that I kind of miss from my Massey Ferguson, because I think that was, you know, these tractors are made in Korea. Which is nothing against them or anything like that. My Massey Ferguson was made by Seki in Japan, which there's a lot of similarities in the castings and everything else up in here. It almost looks exactly the same as my Massey Ferguson, just a little bit bigger. Everything underneath looks about the same, so it's almost like an off-brand Seki for the most part. My dad, I don't know, when he was using it down there, he got caught up in a tree or something and kind of busted the grill guard and busted the hood a little bit, so I got to do a little bit of work on that. But we also got a grapple bucket with it, and the regular, I think it's a 7 foot bucket with it, dirt bucket with it. But yeah, so I've been kind of shaking it out the last couple days. Pretty good fuel economy and all that for the most part, I guess. I've been disking with it. It's got 3 remotes, triple remotes, which you don't see standard on a lot of tractors out here. As you can see, you got the yellow, black, and the red. So you got triple remotes on the back of it, which is pretty uncommon for most tractors this size, which is a nice feature. Lights are really nice. I've ran it at night. We were out here last night running it. Pretty good view as far as the lights. But the only thing, as far as the back end here, while we're back here, I got a 6 foot bush hog that's just a straight shear pin bush hog, and I was down bush hogging one of my other properties down there, and I usually run a grade 5 shear pin bolt on my gearbox of my bush hog, and funny story, so I kept breaking shear pins as I was actually turning the bush hog on. It's got a real hard start as far as PTO. PTO shafts go. So I was actually busting shear pins as I was turning the bush hog on as it was up in the air. And so I upgraded. I went down to the hardware store up here and I put some grade 8 bolts in it, and I was doing pretty well with that. And last night I was going to go bush hog the bottom down here, and it actually twisted the cross section of the U-joint out. So a grade 8 bolt isn't a very good idea to put in your 6-foot bush hog with these tractors. And then my Massey Ferguson had a soft start type of deal. It had a button you could push, and it would actually kind of slip it a little bit. But this tractor doesn't have that, so I'm probably going to upgrade my bush hog to a like a clutch type PTO shaft, because like I said, I just snapped it off back here. So that's going to be something that's going to be fixed. It's got, like I said, with the grapple bucket, it does have the remotes up here. So we got 2 quick disconnects for that extra, that fourth function, I guess you could say. The only thing it doesn't have on the bucket, it doesn't have a float type function. Like with my Massey Ferguson, you could float the bucket. This one, it seemed for some reason, doesn't have that float function. Like I said, this tractor, it's only got like 130 hours on it. Like I said, it's all mechanical. There's actually a cable going to the pump up here. And I know, like I said, I talked to the local dealer here in Columbiana, and he said, oh, they weren't selling enough of them, so it was like a business decision to not sell them anymore. But as far as the story I got from my dad down in Mississippi was that for some reason they weren't emissions compliant, and they actually came and took all of them. And I can see that because this is almost an 80 horsepower tractor. It doesn't take DEF, and it's actually got a cable to the injection pump, where your throttle is. So it's not computerized or nothing like that. It doesn't have a DPF. It has a little DOC, it looks like, up underneath of it. So it actually blows black smoke out the exhaust if you idle it up. So I think they probably got into some trouble or something, and they pulled them off of the lots, because the dealer that my dad bought this from, after he bought it, they actually wanted to buy it back from him because they had it sold to somebody else. They had 2 of them on the lot, and Branson or whatever, they came back and took them back. So, but up in the cab up here, you got all your nice features. HVAC system up here. Air conditioning works pretty well. Like I said, I've been running it for the past 3 days. Shuttle shift, 12 speed, 4 speeds here, 4 speeds up here. So I guess it's actually 16 speeds. So 4 and 4. Loader control here, 3 remotes. The one thing I like about this is for your 3-point back there, there's buttons back there where you can actually control it outside the tractor, which I've used that quite a bit. Light up at top here, radio with I got my phone hooked up to that right now. A lot of mirrors, which is nice because all these idiots on the road out here. If you're watching my trucking channel, I don't like people on the roads because everybody's stupid. But it's nice to have, like, I'm not trying to be offensive or anything else. I have people that will pass me on a blind curve, double yellow line, and almost hit somebody else because they can't wait 10 seconds. So, like I said, there's a lot of people when you're running tractors on the road, like I said, not to be detrimental, I guess, to society or whatever, but there are a lot of idiots out here, so be careful because people, if they have to wait 5 seconds, they do not care. They will risk head-end collision for somebody else to get around you. So it's nice having those mirrors where you don't have to keep looking behind you, where I can see everything. Mirror there, mirror there, mirror there. It's got all the flashers, turn signals. Again, shuttle shift. And this is full drive. It's got the auto four-wheel drive, which I think kicks out at about 10 mile an hour or something like that. Then you got the full-time four-wheel drive. Other than that, I mean, everything works pretty good. As far as the clutch, one thing I don't like as far as my Massey Ferguson, it's like all or none. There's no like kind of easing out on the clutch. So I don't know if it's a solenoid or electronic or what. But it seems like you let on that clutch and it just dumps it and goes, which I dislike. If you're trying to kind of slip that a little bit and ease into it, you don't have that option on this tractor. PTO, like I said, we had issues with that. It's a hard start. When you turn that PTO on, it's gone. There's no feathering or anything like that. So that kind of sucks with this, because like I said, I've had some major issues with my bush hog back there that we're gonna have to fix. Other than that, I mean, I like the tractor so far. I got to do a little bit of work. Like I said, they busted the hood up a little bit, so we're gonna have to fix that. It looks like Aiden's got an ice cream here. So, but yeah, so the kids. I mean, it's. I just had the kids out here earlier, so I had the year and a half old in my lap here, and Aiden here. He's just kind of hangs out and holds on to the door there. So it's. I think it'd be a good addition for us and make things a lot easier for the family and all that. And as we kind of grow the operation, I think it'd be a good addition. So we'll kind of see what happens as we get on the road. So, like I said, there's not a lot. I only seen videos from one other guy, I think, out there. So I just wanted to put the information out there on this. I believe they made it 8050 and then the 7845. And I don't think they're making these models anymore. And there's not a whole lot of them out there, so there's no information. But not a bad tractor. Pretty good on fuel so far. Got plenty of power. Full drive and everything was good. Like I said, the only thing I don't like so far is the PTO is a hard start, and the clutch. Like I said, there's no slipping it for the most part. It's either off or on. It kind of jerks, which I liked a lot with my Massey Ferguson, was you kind of ride that clutch a little bit, which isn't the great thing to do. We never want to ride a clutch, but it's kind of nice you can ease into things. The other thing, the throttle's up here on the console, so I've had a hard time getting used to, on my Massey Ferguson, my throttle was like right here where my hand is. Now I find myself up here where the rock shaft or the 3-point control is. I keep thinking that's the throttle, so it's kind of an inconvenience to get up here to the throttle, where it was with my Massey, it was right here. So I'm always I'll move my rock shafts up and down, thinking it's the throttle. So, but yeah, not a bad tractor. So we'll kind of see how it works out with the operation, and we'll probably do another review here in a couple weeks. I've put about 10 hours on it so far. The tractor doesn't have many hours; it only has like 140 hours. He didn't put that many hours on it. So once we get probably another 50 hours on it and all that, we'll probably do another review. But so that's pretty much it with this guy. So guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell for the updates. Always like the videos. If you like the videos, comments. We'll do what we can to get back to you. And if you're in the trucking and all that stuff, we got another channel too. We always post. We kind of interlink our channels. So if you're interested in trucking business, or heavy equipment maintenance and all that, check out that channel as well. Here we're pretty much doing the farming stuff, heavy equipment or farm equipment, antique equipment and all that, animals. So like I said, check it out, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for the support.